Welcome back to Coffee and Conversation. For all you Audie fans, my bad boy is in the kitchen, sleeping on the kitchen counter. This is new. This just has not happened before. I walked in, I looked at that, and I thought, oh, we are clearly making a point. I'm just not sure what it is. Obviously, he's trying to communicate something to me. I just wish that cat would learn to speak English, because I'm not getting it, whatever it is. So, Audie had a sort of unusual day today. I changed the sheets. I do this on the weekends, and usually what I do when I change the bed is I will strip the bed, leave it, just, strip, no sheets on it, so that he could climb onto the bed and sleep on it, help me change the sheets, whatever it is he thinks he's doing. But in reality, of course, something is different in his environment. And I want to make sure he has a chance to explore it and be comfortable with it. And usually, I will not put the new sheets on until fairly late in the day, so that the new sheets go on the bed, and then shortly thereafter it becomes bedtime. This is a very important part of this, because the new sheets smell like, laundry detergent or whatever it is they smell like, not having been on the bed before, whereas the previous sheets smelled like us. It smelled like me, it smelled like Audie, because, and I've told you about that. He and I have got to smell exactly alike. And this is something he accomplishes by rubbing on me. Most cats and dogs are very much like this. They will rub against you until you all have the same sort of smell. You smell like them, they smell like you, then they're happy. So Audie rubs against me to make sure I smell like him. I spritz him with my perfume, which I find a lot easier. And initially, he was a little resistant to that. I don't know why. But now he's used to it. I'll go in the bathroom, spritz for me, spritz for the cat, and we're all fine, because at the end of this experience, we smell alike, and that's the important point for him. So I think that had something to do with setting him off a little, because I put the sheets on early in the day, so he had the whole bed for pretty much the whole day, not smelling like what it's supposed to smell like. So I don't know if that's connected with this new I'm going to sleep on the kitchen counter thing, which I can only hope is a passing phase. But I thought I would share that with you because, my cat is getting crazier by the minute. All right, we are going to take a quick look at the intro, and we'll be right back. So, confession time. I am not doing as well with my house cleaning as I had hoped. I have a million excuses. It's been very, very hot lately. As you know, because I've told you, it's gotten over 100 degrees. It was 102 for like 5 days in a row. And today it was in the 90s, which seems kind of balmy compared to 102. For our Celsius friends, that's like 30 degrees. And I haven't felt like cleaning in this heat, just, to be honest. But keep in mind, that's an excuse, because I could get up. See, this is the great thing about not having a 9-to-5 job. If I want to get up and clean at 3 in the morning, when it's, a very pleasant 78 degrees, I can do it. So it's not much of an excuse. But it is my usual concentration killer that has been creeping in on me. And that is, I'm supposed to be just doing a general cleaning, but I get all wrapped up in little tiny deep cleaning projects. So what I have been doing for the last couple of days is cleaning my desk, mostly because I want to move the smaller desk into my bedroom and bring the larger desk in here. And that is like this big piece of furniture. That is going to be a lot easier for me to work at because, you know, more space, more room for me to make a mess. But I think it will actually make an improvement. But of course, cleaning my desk, I'm not just doing it and getting the job done. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, you know, I have far too many electronic charging cords. So I need to start creating some systems for dealing with this. And by the time I am through creating systems for dealing with the 4 cords that got on my nerves, you know, well, yes, I've created a system, but I've lost a whole day of cleaning. I am distracting myself. You know that expression, can't see the forest for the trees? That's the way I get when I am cleaning. I forget there is a whole forest because I am focusing on each individual, well, it's not even each individual tree. It's like each individual leaf on each individual tree. And that is my real Achilles heel when it comes to cleaning. And I've tried very hard to find strategies to avoid this. I know it's a function of my personality. It's that detailed oriented nonsense that I'm not going to argue about that because that has been an asset at times. But not when I'm trying to clean a mess, you know? So no sooner do I get sort of out of that trap when I started looking at a few other things. Today's video, by the way, is a result of one of those rabbit holes I fell into because I started cleaning. I moved away from the desk for a while. I realized that was just trapping me into an endless loop of bunches of little stuff. So I moved over and started looking at a chair where I have this giant box of handbags. And these are for the channel giveaways. So I decided I was just going to take them into the bedroom, throw them on the bed. Remember, this is the bed with the new sheets. So Audie was all over me while I was doing this because, of course, this was strange, and he thought we were going to bed so that the sheets would smell like us. So I got his hopes up for nothing. Maybe that's why he's sleeping on the kitchen counter. Maybe what he's trying to express to me is irritation that I basically promised him nap time and he didn't get it. I don't know. I got to think about that. But anyway, I decided to take the whole batch of handbags and just film them for you so that you would get a chance to see, well, from my point of view, you get a chance to see my distractions. You get a chance to see why I'm so distracted by this stuff. But also, I think it's a good idea that you get a chance to see the handbags that are being given away on the channel, because some of them are actually very nice. By the way, these are all things, at this point, all of the handbags that are being given away on the channel are things that Amazon has offered me through the Vine program. So these are items that I accepted from Amazon with the specific goal of giving them away. So yes, I do want you to have a chance to see them. But also, I thought maybe if I shared with you how and why it is some of these distractions are captivating my attention, that, well, for one thing, I can get your input on how to avoid this, but also, there may be some of you out there who are like this, hopefully not with a box of handbags sitting on a chair in your living room, but other things that are undermining your efforts to downsize, to organize, and we could just sort of tackle that all together, because this is what we are here for. We are here. I am here to support you in your activities. You are here because you are so much better than a therapist, but we're all here for each other. And maybe we can just sort of unpack this a little, because I have been actually doing some research to see how common this distracting from my cleaning thing is. And it turns out it's pretty common. I am not the only one. Interestingly enough, as I started looking for techniques to avoid falling down these rabbit holes, there was one that I realized I had been using very effectively. I'm not using it right now, but I had been using it effectively in the past, and that was putting on an audiobook on my MP3 player, sticking the MP3 player in my pocket, the bud in my ear, and then cleaning, because it did keep my brain sufficiently occupied so that I was less inclined to look at something and then go on this flight of fancy, saying, well, if I do this and I do that, maybe I should move the furniture and all that other stuff that fills my head when there's nothing else in there to take away all that excess energy. And I think that may be a technique that will work for me because it's worked in the past. So I thought I would share that with you. You don't have to do it with the MP3 player or an audiobook. That's just what works for me. But anything, leaving the television on in the background, turning on the radio, or whatever you do to give your brain a little something to chew on while you're cleaning. Because in my case, I can say this absolutely, if my brain doesn't have something to chew on, it will create something. It will create a problem that doesn't exist. For example, 4 charging cords. For some reason, that became like a disaster that had to be solved. And I do think it's because my brain had nothing better to munch on and chose that instead. So I wanted to share that with you. But meanwhile, of course, I have the video of those handbags. So let's take a look. So I thought I would share with you one of the many things that has been distracting me from my cleaning, which I am supposed to be doing, and I'm not. So what I have here is a few of the handbags that I have been prepping for giveaways. These are all bags that Amazon gave to me for free. And the way it works is they will just offer me bags, and then I pick out the exact style, color, whatever I want. So I've tried to come up with a nice variety. So let me show them to you, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to sort them out. I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be cleaning. But while I am trying to clean the living room, I am trying to clean around 2 or 3 overflowing boxes of handbags, which is not working out for me. So let me just share this while I've got them out. This one is an evening bag, gold metallic. I think it's rather pretty, and it's a good size. There is, by the way, a strap with this bag, although I have no idea how it attaches. Can't quite figure that out. Regardless, that's going to be going out for a giveaway. This is a clutch. It's actually very pretty and here, very squishy, sort of soft fabric. And it closes hard for me to do this with one hand, but it closes with a set of double magnet catches, so that's really nice. Audie, of course, is going to help. I had to change the sheets today, so Audie was, gosh, he was so helpful. And he got into the middle of the bed, would not leave. And now, of course, I'm trying to show you the bag, so he's in the middle of the bed and will not leave. This is another one. This is, they're calling it an evening bag. Now, this bag, now let's see if I can do this. It opens up and stays open, which is good because I can do that with one hand. And this is denim with silver sequins in, no, please stop, in a flame stitch pattern. And one of the reasons I ordered this was because I was intrigued by the notion of a glittery denim evening bag. So yeah, that's going to go off to some lucky winner. This one also, again, evening bag. That's what these are here in this section. Like this one, it opens and stays open. This one is really pretty, at least I think. Of course, keep in mind, I was the one who ordered this pattern, so naturally, I picked the design I liked best. I just thought it had a very nice tapestry look to it. That's another one of our evening bags that's going out. This is not an evening bag. Amazon described this as a vintage bag. It's not vintage. It's got a bit of a vintage look, but I personally think it's got more of a sort of schoolgirl look. There is a strap that's inside the bag, but the bag itself here. Now, granted, I have big hands. Yes, I know, Audie, my hands should be on the cat. I have big hands, but this is not a large bag. The thing is, it's very wide, so it actually holds a lot. And I liked this one. This is navy with silver hardware. I thought it was a pretty combination. Now, let me just move this over. This was described as a tote bag. And it's not a tote bag. If it were a tote bag, I would be able to shove this demanding cat into the tote bag and be done with it. But it's not. Here, again, my hand. So we're about, not even 2 full hand spreads wide. I would describe that as a medium-sized bag, maybe even a small to medium, given how big some of my handbags are. But this is a wine red bag. It's got a nice woven, well, wait a minute. This one's got a woven, we got a couple of woven finishes here. Nice woven finish. And again, there's a strap in this one as well. And this one. Okay, this one is black. One of the reasons I got a bag in black was because I realized with Amazon offering me all kinds of colors, I was going for color, because it was there. And because I get these with the idea that they're going to be giveaway items, I don't know what people like. There's a certain amount of guesswork involved. But I decided I would go with black because I had been getting a lot of color. And this one also, this one is interesting because it's sort of like 2 zippered wallets. And there is a strap in here, so it can be a shoulder bag. But I thought that was really cute, really interesting. And these are the last ones I want to show you from this batch. These are, they are travel bags. We've got a little hook here, a strap. You can load there are so many pockets in this one. Load everything and carry it around your neck. So it's going to be safer than, say, a handbag, for example, something that might get snatched from you. This is something that boy, if you've got this around your neck, somebody's going to have to get awful close if they're going to snatch it, in which case, make them buy you dinner first. Just saying. And this is another one. Same principle, just a different kind of travel bag. And I thought that might be good, especially with summer coming up and people going away. Maybe travel bags would come in handy. So this is like the batch of small bags that I have. And of course the cat. Audie, come here, baby. Say hello. Well, he's ignoring me and he's ignoring our audience. You're such a naughty little guy. You don't really care that everybody's looking for you, do you? No, they'd like to see your face. All right, I'm going to pack these up and bring out some more bags because there are so many of them. Oh, yes. All right. Okay, I dug out some of the larger bags, and let me start with this one. This is massive. This is a great tote bag. It's designed, obviously, for a mahjong set, but look at that. 4 of my big old man hands. That's what it takes to cover the length of this bag. So that is a huge tote. Again, I had a choice regarding the color of this tote bag, and I went with green. It came in a few other colors, but the green just struck me as exceptionally pretty. And of course, I love these thick rope handles. That just looks like a tropical beach bag to me. And it also comes with a couple of smaller bags, a little zippered purse, and a long, narrow bag that I think might work great for umbrellas, even though they are designed for various parts of a mahjong set. And even though I do play, I have no idea what that long, narrow bag is used for. No idea. It's certainly not used for anything I use when I play. This one, this is a nice little bag. I believe this is leather. Yeah, this is a leather bag. And it has a strap inside which buckles on both sides. So you can raise and lower it. You can turn it into a crossbody bag. And there are 2 straps, one for each side. Anyway, crossbody bag, shoulder bag, whatever you want to do. And the straps are in here. That is a nice bag. When I saw the style of this bag, that's when I decided I wanted to go with the cream and the brown. Even though I do have another cream and brown bag, as you can see right here, it just seemed to me to be a good color combination for a bag like this. Obviously, because I did the same thing with another similar bag, it seems to be something that just appeals to me. Next time I'm confronted with a style like this, I'm going to change it up. Because again, these are for giveaways. It's not about what I like. It's about what I think other people will like. And by that, of course, I'm trying to provide the best I can. So I naturally tend to get things that I think are attractive and stylish. But I gotta watch that. This one, again, brown and cream, is a large bag. This is designed for a laptop and heaven only knows what else. That is a serious briefcase alternative. I would call that a business tote. Fortunately, I think it's attractive enough to function as like a business bag. But I like that one a lot too. Audie, come on, I want to show that bag off. Come on, scoot your little cat butt off there. This one. Now, yes, the reason I got this is because it is a hobo bag. And I really do love me a good hobo bag. I especially like it when the material is soft and flexible, and it just has a more natural feel to it. This, by the way, is not genuine leather. This is, well, what they're calling vegan leather, which is some sort of polyurethane. But still, it's soft, and I like the look of this bag. Nice hobo bag, and again, my personal taste, and I will freely admit it for this bag. And this is a travel bag, gym bag, whatever. I think I've shown this on a video in the past when I was talking about packing up a gym bag. I may have used this as my demonstration piece. It's actually a pretty nice bag. It is quilted, which I don't know, that seems to be a trend in these gym bags. I'm not sure what that's about, but you know, to my mind, it takes up extra room, but that does seem to be what's going on in terms of the general style. And because we're in the bedroom and I got a few minutes, I am going to show you something. Okay, I dug out 3 of my own bags, so you'll understand why it is I just sort of naturally gravitate toward hobo bags for these giveaways. Because, yeah, if I have a second favorite handbag brand, I will absolutely tell you it is Hot Hippie. Because I love their hobo bags. I have one in black. This is not a Hot Hippie. This is from an Italian manufacturer. It's sort of my hairy Hot Hippie, but it's a suede bag. The black one was suede too. Again, hobo bag. And this one, which is also Hot Hippie, in green. No, don't help me with those. I don't want little claw marks on that. So yes, when I am buying bags for myself, I am absolutely buying hobo bags. In part, that is, it's a function of my age. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, this was what a bag looked like, period. Because let's face it, late 60s, early 70s, that was the trendy notion of handbags. But I also find them easy to deal with. They will hold almost anything. My goodness, you can throw shoes, water bottles, computers into bags like this, and it doesn't really faze them. So yeah, when I saw this bag, get that one out now, hobo bag, of course I grabbed it, on the theory that maybe someone in our community is just as much in love with this style as I am. But anyway, I thought I'd give you a quick look at a couple of my bags, because yes, when I say I do hobo bags, I do. Absolutely. So, not only did we get a chance to see handbags for the giveaways, but of course I wanted to show you some of mine as well, because yes, absolutely, and I've noticed this pattern with the items for the giveaways. I do tend to instinctively gravitate toward certain things that I like, and obviously, since we all think we have great taste, you know, it's like, who has better taste than we do? I naturally assume everybody else is going to love it, but I have started to notice a pattern that I am selecting more hobo bags, I think, than maybe general common taste would justify. So I wanted to show you why, because yes, that is, left to my own devices, that is exactly what I will grab for myself. So I'm glad we at least had the opportunity to make lemonade out of lemons. The lemons were that I was obsessing over a box of bags. The lemonade is we get a video out of it. Oh, plus, naturally, I felt guilty, so I did some research to try to figure out if I couldn't find a better way, and I came up with that whole, put on the audiobook, the MP3 player, and then do my cleaning. And the reason that resonated with me is, as I said, it's worked for me in the past. I always did it that way and managed to get things done, and I need to go back and check out some of the things I used to do, ask myself why I'm not doing them now, and start doing them. So I guess that's another little tip. If you're having difficulty cleaning and organizing now, was there a time when you didn't? And what made the difference? So, anyway, I am looking forward to hearing from all of you in the comments. What do you do when you get sidetracked when you're cleaning? Do you have good techniques for getting out of it? Because maybe this is something that many of our viewers have issues with, and we can kind of sort it all out together. And in the meanwhile, of course, the giveaways are going on over at the suemeangels Facebook page. And remember, they have an email address as well, which I keep in the video notes. So check it out, because if you're not on Facebook, just email them. You can participate in the giveaways too, because I have a box of handbags in my living room that I would really love to see go somewhere else. And in fact, as I'm sure you noticed from the small evening little clutch bags, Amazon has been offering me some very interesting bags, and I've been jumping on them. So, win-win. I get the stuff out of my house, you get a handbag. Participate in the giveaways. And by the way, we have scarves, we have jewelry, we have luggage even. It's just that we're dealing with handbags right now. So, absolutely go check out the suemeangels Facebook page. And thank you for indulging my insanity today, because believe me, today I've started to feel like I'm definitely out of touch a little. I'm sure 90% of it is the heat. No, all right. 90% of it is my cat's been in a strange mood. 10% of it is the heat. But yeah, it has been a strange day. Oh, and we got plenty of Audie time. Even though he isn't with me now, he was earlier. So yes, Audie time. All right, we are going to take a look at a slideshow on the way out. Thank you for being with us. And again, thank you for indulging my little craziness as I try to get a handle on what's going on for me so I can actually do what I'm supposed to be doing without making myself nuts in the bargain. So thanks for being with us. I hope to see you all next time. And in the meanwhile, have a terrific day.